Listen, to me, there's only one sticking point here, and it has to do with what Mike D'Antoni was told by the officials when he challenged. If you read what he says, he basically said he got two different pieces of information from the officials. One, that it was basket interference. Another official told him it was out of bounds. He said, I'm challenging. When he got told the first thing, he challenged. When he got told the second thing, he challenged. James Capers obviously says the problem was the 30 seconds had elapsed. So the sticking point here is, what specifically was Mike D'Antoni told? And if, in fact, the 30 seconds had elapsed, then this is something that needs to be cleaned up if, in fact, they keep the challenge next season, which would shock me. Because as we go across these 30 NBA cities, these coaches absolutely despise this thing. When Brad Stevens is sitting down after an unsuccessful challenge and says, I am done with these bleeping challenges, you know there's a problem. Listen, it wouldn't shock you guys, right, if the one organization that files a formal protest would be the Houston Rockets and Daryl Morey. It would absolutely shock me if there's an overturned game here, because the fact of the matter is, even without that basket, they're up 102-89 with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in a game in which their stars shot, I believe, a combined something like 18 for 68. This has been a disaster, this challenge, and this would be yet another example. And some people would say it's not a disaster. They're overturning X percentage. I'm speaking disaster from the coaches' perspective, because the coaches seem to despise it.
And so, Doris, get into that a little more, because you're around these arenas all the time. Do they despise it because they don't feel it's working for them? The 30 seconds that they get are because we heard Doc Rivers complain about the 30 seconds at one point. What's the thing they're complaining about the most with it?
I think it's probably, as it always is, a number of things. I think there's frustrations where there might be a disagreement about the actual overturning. Like, there are certain plays you just see it one way, an official sees it another. Some of it has to do with the timing. Here's, to me, where it could become really problematic. Let's say we get into an NBA Finals game where it's a possession ball game, and there's a non-foul call, and somebody, just misses the basket. So no foul on an obvious foul. Well, if there's no whistle, you can't challenge that. And I mean, to me, you've almost taken away some of the feel and the human element to what happens in the course of a basketball game. I get it. We want to get it right. But, the amount of time it takes, there's so many aspects of it that are so frustrating. And for a coach, it's one more thing that they've got to be mindful of. I don't know. When I say disaster, I'm speaking from the perspective of every head coach we've spoken to. They all seem to hate it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.